Today, as you guys might know, this is basically gonna be like common mistakes most PvPers make, and we're featuring some battles from Wowtastic. And Wowtastic is a common player, so common mistakes from a common player, so combined together. And we have here Elam, aka Ilkam, one of the best players in the world. I rated him once at top 20. I think he's top 18 right now in the world. He won the which one did you win? You came second
in Baltimore regional.
In Baltimore, which is arguably the most stacked regional until 2 weeks ago, right? So today, Wowtastic is playing Elam's team, right? So no one's better than me to judge Wowtastic playing Elam's team, right? With the help from Elam, so just to make it correct. Okay, are we watching? Speed will be 1x. We're not gonna spend anything because we're gonna be talking about lots of stuff. So here, this team. When you play this team, what do you think, Elam? When you see a lantern lead, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I have to stay in, and it's a bad lead.
Because this is a bad lead because we have water gun, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is a bad lead. We stay in. We have to kill this Pokemon regardless, or no matter what it takes.
Yeah, what's the ELO here? The MMR.
Yeah, what's the MMR, Wowtastic? I think he's around Mathmagic's ELO.
Yeah, so 3500s?
2100s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Lanterns lead. And they have Spark, which is 10 times worse.
Yeah, it makes it worse, but he basically has to stay in. He can either shield or let the first one go through. And if he lands the Thunderbolt, it's not the end of the world. So
if they land or if he land?
If Wowtastic lands. If we landed.
Okay.
So I think they did 5, and he threw on good timing, so that's good.
Wowtastic threw in good timing. I bet he didn't know he threw in good timing. Okay,
was that 7?
Okay, Wowtastic didn't even shield, which means he was counting 5. So Wowtastic is counting correctly here.
Yeah.
So that was a good play by Wowtastic.
I guess. I don't know if I lost count. But yeah, now he can either shield or let this go. Like as I was saying, this is really awkward. I would come in with Ninetales here, which he does. Oh, he's running the charm.
And they get to a move, which means if we shielded.
I mean, this is really tough. Either way, like I'm like used to the Powder Snow when I see this Spark Lantern, and now they have that G. Yeah, this is pretty bad, to be honest. Like, there's not much we can do. This team is technically weak to Swamper lead. Oh no, I meant like their team
lead. Oh, so you mean their team or Wowtastic's team?
Their team is technically like double weak to Swamper lead, so we can really deal with that. But let's see what they do. They throw the Rock Slide here.
Wowtastic went for the catch. I'm assuming he's gonna catch EQ. Wowtastic, why are you catching if it's not EQ?
And they have Obama.
They have Obama, so they had technically triple counters for the team. JJ, I will talk about that later.
So at this point, instead of shielding the Noctowl, I guess the better play would have been to save both shields to A9, but I don't think you can win either way. Like, this game is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, they get like, this is okay. So mistakes were made here. I don't think we can say mistakes because technically he still doesn't beat the backline. But the thing that he should be considering is that Lantern lead, especially if it's a Spark Lantern, it's a huge code breaker. So we have to get rid of that first. But is it doable? I don't think so. So it's like, that's what you should be doing first. You know, like, and then you hope that they don't have what they have.
Also, once we called the surf, because I think that was a surf call, I'm not quite sure.
Yes.
I would say to throw your surf before they throw the second surf.
Yes.
Even though it won't KO, at least they won't get to another move.
At least
with the lantern.
they won't get a surf on the A9.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, that's a good point. So
This is a really good lead, by the way.
So basically, okay. Now moving to the next battle. So the first one, it was some lack of energy management where he died with a charge move in a horrible lead. So technically, that's kind of a downside. He still doesn't. Again, he still doesn't win the game because of the backline. And with this team, you play it more like matchup by matchup. Okay, this is a good lead because we're assuming there is an anti-water in the back. And they are staying in.
The tough thing here is that even if it's grass hole, I mean, they're staying in, which is good for us. If it's grass hole, like double grass in the back, if they switch into one of their grass and we go Noctowl, then if it's shadow big, we probably lose either way because we're running charm here. So he doesn't shield. I don't dislike this play. They might switch after throwing. They do, and they have a charmer.
And there is a questionable reaction here because they have an unshadowed charm, which means they do get to their charm first.
Yeah, I don't dislike throwing here because we were also desynced, but they can get switch back.
So here,
let me.
The first thing, this is a Bastidon team, which means you have to keep the alignment. So you cannot give up alignment, basically. So let's go back a bit. So you see when they swap in, if you don't know what to do, you could throw Surf. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could throw Surf and then go to your A9.
I think you stay in and throw a Surf. But if you think you're going to get too low, remember that switching takes one turn. So if you do 2 water guns and then you switch, if you're lucky,
the charm will be desynced, and your charm will register before their charm.
What I'm trying to say here is that if we get both water guns in and then switch, if the charm gets registered on the lantern, then our A9 is technically
one
front
turn
by a
ahead.
bit. That would be if you do 1 water gun.
But again, Elon, this is common mistakes made by the common average players. Okay, we're not talking about hardcore, almost legend players. I am not expecting Wowtastic to do 2 water guns then swap out. Let's be honest. Not like as Wowtastic as like the player. Wowtastic is like, we're using Wowtastic as a metaphor of like people between 2000 MMR to 2500.
Okay.
So basically what I would say, you throw Surf, then swap. Why?
Yeah.
Because you don't have an answer to this. Technically, you do have Noctowl, but the Noctowl is saved for the potential maybe Medi Trevenant in the back.
Yep.
So what Zelam saying is, if you do 2 charm, potentially your charm could be ahead of their charm after you swap, because the charm will register on Noctowl on Lantern, and then your charm will KO before their charm register. Yeah, see, now you get an Noctowl that's going to be aligned against the Sylveon, which is horrible because that means your Lantern will be... Yes.
The Bast is going to be on the Noctowl.
The Bast is going to feast. Like, how are you going to kill this Basti now?
Yeah, and we're also switch locks still. So
yeah. And
I guess we throw Shadow Bone.
Yeah, Basti's gaining HP with those wing attacks.
Yeah.
So you know how the game before was unwinnable? This game was supposed to be unlosable. Yeah, there is the grass Pokemon.
Yeah. That's tough.
I don't think this is a reliable team for climbing in lower elos. Well, it's more about like mistakes that they are doing without paying attention, right? So it's like, because I posted a video about this team on YouTube and lots of people were like, oh, we didn't climb with this team is horrible. I'm like, yeah, it's horrible. Someone hit top 5 with it. So technically it's not the team, okay? The way some people are playing it is what's causing these mistakes.
I think there are many mistakes that can be avoided, but at the same time, maybe the team is not as reliable in lower elos because there's like a wider variety of teams, and Basti teams are way more common in lower elos than in higher elos, and this team is pretty weak to Basti if it's not in the lead.
Well, I would argue that every team now is weak to Basti because you're either weak to Basti in the lead or in the back because you cannot run more than one fighter or one Swampert or one water because of Trevenant.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lantern lead. Can we correct our mistakes? As we said, this team is kinda triple weak to Spark Lantern, neutral to Water Gun Lantern. So we have to kill this Lantern. And we have to throw the Surf if we call a bait or if we no shield a Thunderbolt.
Oh.
Okay, well, Plastic is going...
Okay, so I don't think Shadow A9 with Charm is a reliable safe switch. Because there are fire types, there's Basti, G-Fizz, like there are way too many answers.
Yes.
So yeah.
Shadow A9 is not a swap. That's number 1. 2, our best with ABA weak to Lantern, but our A in the lead is better than our A in the back against Lantern. So we stay in.
Yeah.
We don't argue about that. So huge mistake here.
Also now we potentially lose switch. I mean, we obviously are gonna lose switch, and then Lantern can even be on the Noctowl.
Then
so
Lantern
that's
is
even
going to be
worse.
on the Spark Noctowl instead of having at least Water Gun, which is not as bad as having a Lantern on the Noctowl.
They also, I think they have a lot of energy as well, and they have a lot of health. So we have to throw a Surf.
We cannot farm all the way down.
Yeah, so they probably even get to an overheat here. Let's see.
Which
if they
does
overfarm
more than
enough.
half.
Okay, and we had the Surf and we didn't throw as well. I mean, we have to let this go at this point.
So this is... Okay, since you have a disadvantage, what Elam is trying to say, you need health. Okay, yes, energy is good, but remember, would you throw Surf when it's super effective or when it's a neutral? Because this is overheat is a big nuke, and it's from a shadow Pokemon, so it's gonna do lots of damage. So would you rather have a Surf, or would you have a Surf when you take a charge move that will do half of your HP, or you just throw a Surf and avoid that, or potentially get a shield as well?
Yeah, because overheat is basically gonna. Oh, they have side shot. Never mind.
They have side shot. All the
that's
theory.
still.
it's
still pretty much. It still pretty much does the same as a Thunderbolt would do.
We are below half, so technically, same point.
And I think there are like a 2 with the Lantern.
And here they have Trevenant. So technically,
okay. If we stayed in the lead and we soft lost that, maybe we would have had a chance, but I don't know.
Yeah, you actually win. Even if you lose the lead, you win the game because their backline is extremely weak to the Noctowl. Like Noctowl beats both. Beat Shadow K9 and beat the Trevenant. And then Charm A9 is just gonna charm everything down.
Run-up's elo is 3305. Can we snipe him?
Oh, is this like the time he go live when he's high MMR or he's about to hit legend?
But nah, I tanked a lot, Kudo Senpai, for something we're gonna do later.
Yeah, see Wowtastic?
So yeah, this is pretty much unwinnable at this point. And then they're double shielding as well. I mean, it makes sense because they have the trap in the bag. And Wowtastic, I guess, is going for the lag con here.
Yeah, he's just waiting for them to lag so he can win.
Yeah. I mean, he tried to go for a catch there. I don't dislike that. But yeah, the switch wasn't up, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that's a good game.
If he got the catch and they fully charged it, we might have been able to win. But...
Which means he was supposed to wait the switch clock before. So if he waited the switch clock by like almost a turn, you actually have a big chance as well. So technically, 4 big mistakes were made, last battle. 1, you swapped out from a bad matchup into a horrible matchup. 2, you took unnecessary damage when you could have just saved health and just go for like the health advantage. 3, we sacked our best Pokemon, which is the Shadow A9, like the Pokemon that output the most damage for no reason. Are we shaking? Yo, Ed, what? Okay, this is a bad lead, but usually Altaria teams do not have Bastiodon, but what they do have is G-Fisk.
Yeah.
So this is where like the 5 attack G-Fisk comes in handy.
You mean Noctowl?
Sorry, the 5 attack Noctowl comes in handy. Opponent made a mistake here. So here is something. Okay, for both players, because both players are 2100 MMR. If you were the Altaria, you need to chip the Noctowl and put it at 2 Rock Slides range.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't swap as an Altaria before you put this in what? In 2 Rock Slide range, which is basically, see where is the mouse? You need to get it to this health range until here.
Yeah.
And then you can swap. Because after that, 2 Rock Slides will KO, and getting 2 Rock Slides is much cheaper for the G-Fisk. By the time, I don't know, like 2 Rock Slides is 10 fast moves, and 2 Shadow Balls is like 8 and 7.
14.
Yeah, 14, sorry. Yeah, it's 14. So technically you have 4 seconds ahead. So what you could do is like, as an Altaria, you just stay in until this throws Sky Attack. You could just literally just farm, then go Stunfisk. And then 2 Rock Slides will KO. So both players here made a mistake.
I mean, we haven't done a mistake yet.
Sorry, Wabtastic, do you have the 5 attack Noctowl or no? I used to attack Noctowl. Well, I don't agree with that to be a safe swap. The one in 10, 11.
I think he's still hitting the breakpoint. But let's see.
I think with this one, the one that dies with a Sky Attack.
Oh.
So he doesn't get 3 Shadow Balls. He gets a Sky Attack and a Shadow Ball. That's what I hate about this one.
Hmm. We still live it, I think. Yeah.
Yo, Fantastic actually played perfectly.
I mean, we would have made the Shadow Ball, right?
Yes. Yo, Fat Goose Nerd, thank you so much for the 7 month. I think alerts don't work.
Okay, we would have not won this at all. So this is why I like the Powder Snow A9. But see, like
Shadow Venusaur, like how is he supposed to beat this? I mean, Charm A9, Shadow Charm can win the 2 if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, opponent with the OP timing. Do you think they are toxic tanking legends? Because that was a good timing.
I don't think so.
I think that was like just throwing and getting the move and happened to be...
I mean, that wasn't good timing there, right?
Yeah. Now Altaria can actually get a Sky Attack.
Yeah, we're in Sky Attack range. We're also unlucky that Lantern had no play after the G-Fizz was gone. This game was a win.
This game was a win.
If he went A9 right away, I mean, yes. If he insta-switch, you mean? Probably.
Well, technically, like, this is supposed to be a safe swap Noctowl team, right? So we're not expecting Fantastic to spreadsheet like the leads. Like, okay, but this lead you go.
What Jay means is that he went Lantern once both were KO'd.
Oh.
And once he saw the Binu, if he insta switches,
my
Charm
bad.
A9.
Yes, yeah. That was said. Like, doesn't A9 just beat Binu in the 2, and then you get to 2 Wither Balls, which is enough to get 2 shields from the Altaria. Then one Noctowl is fine from there.
Watergun Lantern isn't that great, but you can live the Moonblast and the Dragon Breath to get to a Thunderbolt.
Yes.
So you probably win that. As long as you get some charms in.
Yep. Okay, this is a horrible lead.
Yeah, and he goes into the Charm A9.
Yeah, I don't mind this, but Trevenant, Nidoqueen Core.
Yeah. So if we had again, that's why I kind of like the powder
The
snow
powdered snow.
variant.
Yeah, you get to two moves
But
before they get to two moves, so you leave with a shield advantage at least.
yeah, but
So
technically I did have the charm on the video.
yeah, so what's he saying basically? If you have powdered snow A9 and you swap here, they counter swap with Nido Queen, you can actually get a shield advantage where like they will have to shield it twice, and you
Yeah.
only shield once, and then you water gun down from there.
You water gun down, and then you have a hard wall for the trap on Noctowl.
Yes.
And now we don't know what's in the bag, but if I had to assume, it's probably like a G-Fisk or something that
Or a dark
counters
Pokemon.
Noctowl. Maybe. I mean, it has to be something that counters
Yeah.
Noctowl. If it's G-Fisk, we actually have play, but we'll see what it is. We get the farm down,
That's a good
which
farm
is
down.
good. Yeah. Hopefully...
Why you'd switch? You'd
Okay,
switch wasn't
nice.
up, which mean he didn't wait his switch clock.
I didn't see. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
didn't.
didn't wait switch clock. You need to wait switch clock sometimes. Fantastic.
And they're staying in and throwing, which is surprising.
Yes.
I think they were still locked in. Okay, I think we can win
3,
this.
4, 5, 6. Yo, you could have done one more. Or you could have
Yeah,
just thrown one earlier. This is a horrible timing, Fantastic here.
I think once you say it's Talonflame, you can react quick enough to do just 2 wing
Yes.
attacks. But if you go over,
You're
if
gonna
you
have-
do one more wing attack at the end,
You're gonna go above 100.
it will be above 100, but you still get
good
one wing
timing.
attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we double shield here. I think they're a double flame charge. We live everything from the Trev, so that's good.
Yes.
I like
See?
going for the extra because we lose CMP.
Yeah, Fantastic is Giga Brain. Yeah, he,
And
he
now-
just he threw all the games, but he doesn't throw against Talonflame, which is good. At
Okay,
that
so
point,
he got a little bit lucky there because the Incinerate didn't register. I think it's better to just do one and throw.
yes, that's a 1 point. So if you don't want the Incinerate to register here, you just do one and throw. Also, if once you see the Incinerate, you could have just to swap and kill it, and then this is enough health to tank
To
a
live
move since you
everything.
have a move, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
it.
live anything at this point, so you can just use whenever the moment you saw the Incinerate going through, you swap, you throw a move. And then if they bring in Trevenant, you have enough health to tank a move, plus you have a move to throw in CMP and lose CMP, but you will win the game.
Yep. Because you live a move and I mean you have Shadow Ball and Sky Attack.
Yes.
But this is still fine because I think the Incinerate didn't
they had
register. Yeah, they had like the new mechanic,
Yeah.
quote unquote. So I mean it was well played in the end. We could have avoided some mistakes, but we still get the win. So
And that's what matters.
yeah.
The next battle.
Okay, that's a good
G-Fist.
lead.
Okay, this is a good lead. But we still have to shield the EQ.
Yeah.
And this is where we want to see the steal.
Okay, I like
Wow.
throwing right before them.
Great timing.
Yeah. Okay, so they're at 8 and they no shield.
And now we throw. From having a good lead into now having a bad matchup. Now they don't need to
I
swap.
think
Well,
Okay.
unless it's a catch, which is good for Fantastic. Let's see.
well, we somehow catch it after they did one.
I don't know how they managed to throw an EQ after they did a pass move. It's like, okay, they saw what's coming, so there is no way it's an EQ. But
We take those. Okay.
is he okay? Is he count?
Ugh.
Yeah, Fantastic.
At
Okay.
that point, if you don't get the farm down after 5, just
Yeah.
throw your Sky Attack. Because you win CMP.
Exactly. So there is situations in the game where health is better than energy. Okay? And we need the health here because we have lots of energy as well. So what's more important here? Using a shield, committing for the full farm down, or just throwing a move and force them to to spend the shield before you or like let their Pokemon go.
When do I know what to prioritize? Okay, so you're using a shield here. I think most of the times, if you can save a shield by throwing some energy, when you have 3 months alive, I think it's better to just throw the move.
Yes.
Because if you throw the move, you CMP them, you put them in a situation where if they want to get that move off, they have to shield. And so if they shield, then you shield and farm them down. And so you're on even shields, but you still have your Noctowl alive.
Yes.
So because we went for the farm down, you use a shield to get 1 wing attack worth of energy. Does that make sense?
If this doesn't make sense for you, just remember, in this team, your shields are supposed to go A9. So unless you have to shield, you don't shield. Because at least one of the shields are supposed to go to A9. But here in this situation, let's just go back. So you see here, they threw a rock slide. Now you count 5 and throw. If the 5th doesn't KO, you have to throw. 4, 5, see right there. Because you're gonna spend the shield. And like, here's the thing, let me go back. You'd suppose, like, whenever you have an advantage in PvP, like whenever you're playing PvP, whenever you have an advantage, you're supposed to maintain that. So you got an EQ, that's a huge advantage for you, by the way. Like, they wasted 70 energy, 65 energy. So that's good for you, okay? You managed to get them very low, and you have lots of health, lots of energy. So the last thing you care about is losing 45 energy here, because you're gonna end up using a shield, which means you going down a shield and giving a shield advantage to the opponent with 1483 CP. G-Fisk.
Yeah. We also don't know what's in the back, so we don't know if the energy is valuable.
Exactly.
By Noctowl. Because, I mean, it's probably not a Basti, because it's a G-Fisk lead, but like, we still don't know what's in the back, so...
Yeah. You could make the decision here, because you have enough health to get a move versus whatever they have in the back, and you can throw a sky... You have enough health to throw a sky attack here, and throw another charge move versus whatever in the back. And remember, you still don't know anything about what they have in the back.
Yeah.
You are making them make the first shield decision of the match. Exactly. As I said, maintain your advantage. You had an advantage by shielding that, by catching that EQ. So you're supposed to maintain an advantage and not go down a shield to the opponent.
And see, now it's like, it's a Noctowl, and well, the sky attacks do hurt, but technically we have a hard check on our Lantern.
Yes.
In the back. And if we had saved that shield, we would have 2 shields for our Charm A9 in case there's something that's bad in the back.
Like a Venusaur in the back.
And
okay.
Yeah. And now we hard switch. I don't think that's a good play, because yes, Shadow Ball is neutral and it kinda hurts, but you can take all the moves by Noctowl on your Lantern comfortably.
Here you're not in a bad spot, right? You're not in a bad spot. You can get to another move. And the last thing you want to do is aggressively swapping and locking your Trevenant to a potential Trevenant in the back.
Your Lantern to a potential Trevenant, yeah.
So now if they have Trevenant, you just lose.
Yeah.
You're lucky enough to have a Machamp. Are you playing Wholesome's alt? So you were lucky that they had a bad Pokemon in the back.
Yeah, we got pretty lucky here. Also, you had energy on your Noctowl to the point where I think you could have either make another Sky Attack or force them to throw their energy.
Yes.
So even if they take you out, then your Lantern can come in, and max they can get 1 move off, like 1 Shadow Ball off. So, yeah. I think we still win.
Okay, I think sometimes I make it clear when I play. Like, sometimes you see me like having energy and I say I don't want to throw because I would rather hold on my energy and force them to throw to kill my Pokemon so they can use their energy on a 1 HP Pokemon. It's like that situation. Now you have to go Noctowl to make them dump their energy. No shield, this is correct.
Yep.
Shady Agent said he thought Elam is playing the battles.
Oh, no. So now we shield this and then we charm down.
Yes.
I mean, we still win because we were in such a dominant spot, but if it was like a trap, we probably lose that. Because if we hard switch our lantern and they have trap, they can build up to basically 100 energy, take our lantern out, and then
Yes.
our Noctowl was basically in Seed Bomb or maybe Shadow Ball range.
We just lose if they had like a 11
So-
at that point. Like,
So yeah,
remember this. This Pokemon doesn't do anything to grass Pokemon. So if they have a grass and you hard swap this thing and they bring their grass, you just lose like the most winnable game.
okay.
So here, I don't mind the
So-
switch here.
Yeah, I was gonna say something that I started doing not too long ago. Because you have Lantern, Lead, Water Gun, which is a one-turn fast move. And you know how switches take one turn, and if they stay in with the Medi and they throw, they're gonna deny your fast move.
Yes.
I mean, well, that was very bad timing.
that was some
but-
Ed level timing, dude. Going above 100
Okay,
and then still
so-
going on throwing bad timing.
Yeah.
We did 2 and they got 2 bubbles.
So at that point, just do one and throw.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying is that if you get, for example, Lantern Lead into Medicham Lead, Lantern with Water Gun, you do one Water Gun and then you switch Noctowl. It's the same thing as if you insta switch Noctowl, but you're gonna have one extra Water Gun. It might not seem like a lot, but I don't know, it might change an end game. So yeah, it's a little bit of technical stuff, but
Okay,
if anyone wants to,
Can you repeat that?
yeah.
Water gun.
So because you have a one turn fast move on the lead,
Yes.
and then you're against a mon that is 2 turn fast move, and you
Yes.
have a mon that is 2 turn fast moves in the back, right? So instead of insta switching your Noctowl,
And
which
get
is
denied?
also you can get denied, yes. You do one Water Gun and then switch, and then you're gonna get one extra Water Gun as opposed to just switching right away.
And get denied on when they throw the charge move.
Yeah.
So technically,
So-
you give up 1 turn and then you will get 2 turns back. And rather
I
than
mean-
just losing those 2 turns if you insta swap.
You technically always get those 2 turns. The only difference here is that you get one extra Water Gun,
Yes.
which might not seem like a lot, but in a really close game,
It does matter.
Yeah.
See, guys, that's like some hot Omega. High skill, high IQ tip right there.
But yeah, so I think if we throw on better timing as Noctowl against the Azu, I think we even get to an extra Sky Attack there.
Yes.
But now we don't have alignment, and they come back with the Medi, and we're staying in.
We're throwing on bad timing. So I
Technically bad timing,
I
yeah.
always say it. If you don't know how to time your move, if you are 1 turn against 2 turns, you throw the moment at the beginning of their fast move, not mid fast move, because throwing a charge move takes a turn. So if you throw at the beginning, that means once you click it, it will take a turn. So technically, it will be mid their fast move. Okay, if you throw mid fast move, then you give it an extra turn to register the charge move, then it's the end, so they get an extra fast move. Yeah, welcome in, Andre. See? Oh, okay.
He said, Caleb Peng said that, but people are saying that you don't want to give up energy lead. Okay, so if you do what I'm saying, you literally don't give any energy. Don't
That's
give
why
up
you do
any
the water
energy.
gun, because
You do only one Water Gun. So it's if you insta switch and if you do one Water Gun, it's literally the same, but you get an extra Water Gun. So it's yeah.
for only 1 turn moves, yeah, it's 1 against 2. That's what he's saying.
So what I'm
It's-
saying, if it's 2 versus 3, do I swap? Okay. So 2 versus 3 is different, but it's like what I'm saying is also because
You don't want to give them
You
also a
have-
huge energy lead as well, chat. So it's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal in that matchup because Medi's energy sucks. Like, what's Medi's energy? Ice Punch and Psychic. One takes forever and one is a bad move. So technically in Water Gun Lantern against Medi, you're not giving up anything. But if it's like, let's say, what's the thing? Like, let's say...
I mean, something I thought of the other day for a 3-turn against a 2-turn was when I had Walrein lead and then I had Cobalion in the back. So
Yes.
if I do one Powder Snow and then switch my Cobalion, then we be even on pass moves, and if they throw, they wouldn't deny me. I would still
Yeah,
get the sneak.
the double
So I technically it's the same thing, but I have an extra Powder Snow in my Walrein. Again, it's not a great situation, but you want to maximize the amount of energy that you can get, right? So yeah, I don't know. They have Medi, and then they have Vigoroth in the back. I think we can win this actually, and we should have thrown after 3.
You need them to throw in bad timing, which they did. So technically, you can win this. If you're shielding, you shield the first, but 2, 3. Throw Fantastic. Thank you.
I mean, he threw on good timing there.
Yes, he did 3.
They're probably gonna shield. They do.
They have throw here, what they do too, which is actually good for them. Them throwing into. See, that's the same reason. See, they throw into, so technically they get a free counter.
Yeah, because the charm doesn't go through. But I think we can win here.
Yes, you just pew.
Yeah. And then we can take a Psychic. I don't know how we won this, by the way.
They
I think
don't
it's
have
because
a Noctowl answer.
Yeah.
Like their Noctowl answer was Azu, which doesn't beat Noctowl.
And technically they don't have
a Lantern answer.
And a Charm A9 answer.
And they don't have a Charm A9 answer. And Noctowl, sorry, and Lantern had lots of energy lead. So I think this is the last battle. So thank you so much, Fantastic, for submitting these battles. And yeah, thank you so much, Elam, for the feedback. Elam, so since this is going to YouTube, so once I post the video, you need to comment in the description so I can pin your comment. How can people reach out to you for coaching? And where do you do your coaching? So how do you do coaching?
Okay, I do coaching through Medify. I'm pretty sure the ad is ILQM, but I'm gonna comment on the video.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for that. And Fantastic, thank you so much for sending the battles. So technically the main thing, I think, the most common mistakes, I would say, switch locking yourself for no reason, not prioritizing health over energy when the cases where you need to have more health, and not fighting for swap when you need to swap. I don't think Fantastic has a bad shielding habit. What I always notice whenever I coach, his shields, like most of the times, are on point, to be honest. Because like sometimes when I coach people around this elo, I feel like I'm coaching grunts, where like they just shield the first 2 charge moves, which is like the worst habit. But I always recommend that you shield your best Pokemon, or like the Pokemon that does damage the most. And yeah, I think that is like...
A lot of people tend to shield the first move that is thrown because they're not counting the energy, or maybe they don't know which moves the opposing mon has, right?
Yeah.
So that's a way to fix that mistake. Just knowing counts and knowing the charge moves that they learn, which it could be tough with some mons, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Macargo, to say an example. But like common mons like Medicham, just know that maybe you can no shield a charge move with something. I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure you leave a like, to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Or if you've been watching a lot without subscribing, consider subscribing, because we are close to 5,000 subscription on YouTube, and it's a new milestone for me. So yeah, thank you so much, and have a... Okay, and peace. See you in the next video.